Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family and I share that on this channel. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and joined my YouTube family. I'm so happy you're here. Today we're going to be talking about our April budget closeout. I'm so excited to have this month over with. It was a very interesting month for my budget. You will see we were definitely over budget in a lot of categories. We had quite a few unexpected expenses and some good, some bad, and all in between. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Our income sources. So we had our W-2 income as well as our side hustle income for this month. We did not have anything extra. So we did budget $10,800 for our W-2 income. If you have followed my channel for a while and if you watched my April budget video, we did talk about this in that video as well. And I will link that if you want to go check that out before you watch this video. But we did have 6 paychecks. So my husband and I are both paid bi-weekly and we get paid on the same week. So we did have 2 extra paychecks. So that's why our income is so much higher this month. So we originally budgeted for $10,800 and we actually brought in $10,750. I do round these numbers off, so these aren't like perfectly accurate, but it's close enough. It's just rounded off to like the nearest 10. We did bring in a little bit less income than I had anticipated. This was the first month that we both got paid 3 times. And then we also had like our benefits had changed in January. So I wasn't quite sure like how the taxes were going to fall and all of that on this paycheck. So I was a little bit off, but nothing major. And then we did have the additional side hustle income of $419. So we don't ever budget for that. So that's always just additional money. And we do send that to our financial goals in my Debt-Free Friday videos. If you watch those, I will also link my most recent Debt-Free Friday video in the bio below if you want to go check that out. That leaves our total income for the month of April at $11,169. Also, I'm so sorry if it is very shadowy or dark. I'm trying to use my ring light and it's just really, really gloomy outside and I'm getting a lot of shadowing. So I apologize if this is a little bit of a weird dark video. I don't know. I can't get my lighting quite right. So let's go ahead and see how we spent this money this month. So first up is our mortgage, and we had budgeted $1,284 and spent $1,284. And that is at 11.5% of our income. Then we had our cell phones. So we had budgeted $130, spent $130. Most of these fixed expenses don't change very often, so they're pretty easy. Then we had our subscriptions. So I just kind of shortened this so that it would be quicker to write, but this includes Netflix and our Peloton membership. So just those two, I just combined them for this video. So we budgeted $56 for that and spent $56. Although if you guys are Peloton subscribers like I am, did you guys hear that they are raising the price? I believe $5. I think it's going from $39 to $44, I believe. Yeah, I wasn't super happy about that. I know it's only $5, but I was like, what the heck? Apparently they haven't raised the price since like 2014 though. So I know it's, you know, inflation everywhere and all this stuff, but I was a little bummed when I saw that because we're going to have to adjust that. I believe it starts in June. So I did make a note in my budget for June that we will need to increase that spending for our subscriptions. But again, this is for Netflix and Peloton, and Netflix actually just went up for us as well. It was $15 for a really long time and now it's $16. So I don't know. I feel like we're on some weird grandfathered plan because I don't know. Do you guys pay $16? Like I feel like we have this random amount for Netflix. $16 is now coming out for Netflix, which brings us to a total of $56 for both of those. Then we have our utilities. So same thing here. I just combined our electric and our internet. So we had budgeted $260 for both of those. Our internet is $60 and we had budgeted $200 for our electric and we spent $279. So our budgeted $60 came out for our internet as we had anticipated, and then our electric was a little bit higher at $219. So that was a little bit of a difference of $19, but that's okay. That was at 2.5%. I've noticed it's been a lot colder here lately. Normally we have like mild March, April's kind of. I mean, for us, we live in Wisconsin, so mild to me is like 30, 40, 50. Mild for you is probably something completely different especially if you live in a warmer climate, but it's been like really oddly cold. It is the beginning of May and it's still in the 40s here. So what the heck? is going on. That's okay. We're living. And we're just paying more electric bills, okay? And also we have a newborn at home, so I feel like I've been keeping the house warmer than I normally would have when it was just us and our older kids, because they can kind of deal with the temperature differences better than a newborn can. So we've definitely been like keeping our house warmer and stuff. So we have been having higher electric bills than normal. Then next we have giving. So we do allocate $100 every single month to donate to a charity or anything that we decide we want to donate to. We have not set up anything recurring yet, but I'm thinking that I might. We've just been kind of picking different things every single month to donate to, but I might just set up something recurring so that it's a little bit more automated, because sometimes I feel like I get like decision fatigue with like picking what I want to donate to. So I might set something up. Let me know if you have any charity recommendations in the comments down below of any charities that you like to support, or any really awesome charities that I should consider donating to. I would love to hear about what you're passionate about. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any recommendations for me. Then we also had medical. So we did put this into our budget for this month. We had budgeted $500 and we actually spent $652. And that was just so that we could actually just finish paying off our medical bills. So if you guys have followed me for a while, I've been talking about our medical bills. We had a baby in January. I had a C-section. It was very expensive. We have a high deductible health plan. So we had a lot of medical costs, about $6,800, because we met our out-of-pocket maximum. And we kind of did a mix of both cash flowing and using our HSA money. So I did pull like a few $1,000s, probably like close to $4,000 out. Well, actually probably closer to $5,000 out of our HSA. And then we've just been kind of cash flowing as we can during the months. And we got our final bill, or at least it should be our final bill, fingers crossed. You know how medical works in the US. If you live here, it's kind of crazy. Like I feel like I might get a bill in a few months, but we shouldn't, because we met our out-of-pocket max. So we shouldn't owe anything else additional for the year. We did go over this budget by $152, and I'm totally okay with that. I purposely did it that way. I knew we had some leeway in our budget this month, so I just wanted to be done with them and just get them paid off and not have to think about them anymore. So that was 5.8% of our income. And then we're going to go into the unbudgeted section. So I don't normally have a section like this in my budget closeout videos. However, we had quite a few random expenses this month and I just didn't know what to do with them other than to just put them in unbudgeted. So we did not budget for this, but we did end up spending $175. So quickly, let me just go over what this was from. So we have been working on cleaning out our basement and just doing some work around the house, just trying to declutter and stuff. If you've been following me, we're planning on moving in the next year. And so it's just been on the top of my mind to try to like declutter and get our house in a better situation for when we do decide to list it and move. So I've been going through our basement and I found my wedding dress, and it's in like the David's bridal, plastic hanger. And I never did anything with it after we got married. And we've been married for 4 years. So it's just been sitting in the basement. I'm kind of embarrassed by that because I did mean to take it and get it like preserved, but honestly, life got crazy and I forgot about it. So I did go to David's Bridal and I bought their preservation kit. So basically you can either go on their website or in store and buy the preservation kit, and it's a box. You send your dress in, they like dry clean it, kind of clean it, and then send it back to you in like a box that is meant for like preserving wedding dresses. That was 120 of this, and I feel really good about that though, because it's something that's been on my list forever and I needed to do it and just get it out. It was like hanging on a rafter in our basement. Like, come on. I really needed to either get rid of it or do something with it, and I wasn't quite ready to get rid of it, so there we go. We spent the money and just did that. And then the other 55 of this unbudgeted money was actually from a tree. So if you follow me on Instagram, a tree fell in our yard. We live in a pretty heavily wooded area and we have a lot of trees on our property. We own just over a half an acre, almost 0.6 acres. And yeah, we have a lot of mature trees in our lot. So we had a tree fall almost on our house. It was seriously a miracle that this tree did not fall on our house. It was literally inches from falling on our roof and it completely missed it. So I am so thankful and was very happy to pay this money. Obviously $55 was only the fee for taking the yard waste to the dump. So the way that it works in our city is you can take yard waste to the dump. You get like a certain amount for free and then you have to pay for it by pound. So bless their heart, my husband and my dad took that tree. They chainsawed it. It was probably a good 50 feet tall. Not exaggerating. Large, very large tree. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw part of it because I posted it. But so it was $55 to get that removed, and that was with what we got for free. So it probably would have been a few $100s if we wouldn't have had the like certain amount of trips for free. Anyways, $175 was unbudgeted. So I'm not super happy about it, but also grateful that we had the ability to just do those things and get them done with for this month. So that was at 1.6% of our income this month. Then we had our spending. No change here. We budgeted 200 and we both got 100. We both get 100 and for a total of $200. So that was at 1.8%. Then we had our gas. So this is the gas for our vehicle. So we had budgeted 125 and we spent 119. I think we filled up 3 times. I believe it's costing us between like $30 to $45 every fill up, depending on how empty my tank is. I usually let it get down to like E, and my husband usually fills it up before that. So depending on who fills it up, it may be completely empty. It may have some left in the tank. So that left us with $6 in that budget. 125 has been working out good for us, but it has been a little bit tight in recent months because of how the gas prices have been. So I'm hoping that they start to come down a little bit, but that's okay. We might go over next month because I'm pretty sure my car is almost empty, which means we're starting the month on an empty tank, which is never good because that'll probably mean we're going to go over next month. So we had groceries next. If you watched my May budget with me, we did increase our grocery budget to $700 because of this month, mainly because we did go over budget again. It's just not realistic for us anymore. I feel like we've been increasing this budget a lot and it just never feels like enough lately. The prices are just so crazy. So we did go over budget in this category by $78. Again, I did increase this to $700 for next month, so we will see how that goes. I'm hoping that that'll be enough. If not, we will just keep raising it. I'm trying to just be realistic. As much as I would love to keep our grocery budget at $600, I know that that's not realistic for our family anymore, unfortunately. So that's just where we're at right now. We're gonna raise it, and it is what it is. Next, we have our fun/kids budget. So this is just a budget that we give ourselves to do like random fun things with our kids and just unexpected things like birthday parties that they might get invited to, or going to the park, or getting ice cream, or yada yada yada. So we spent $32 this month out of this budget, and that left us with an additional $68. Yes, $68 in this budget. So that is at 0.3%. Next, we had our miscellaneous category. So I could have just rolled the tree and the dress into our miscellaneous, but then it would have made us like really over budget. I guess it doesn't really matter. This is just kind of how I did it this month. I just let it be like unbudgeted. But our miscellaneous, we budget $200 and we spent $190 this month. That was a difference of $10 in that budget, and that was at 1.7%. And then we had our dining out. If you guys have followed me for a while, dining out is usually a really difficult budget item for us. We usually go over in this category, but I'm really proud of myself because we did not go over budget in this category this month. We spent $222. We had budgeted $250 for our family of 5, although one of them is not eating. So kind of family of 4. So $28 was left in this budget, and that was at 2%. So next we're going to go down to our sinking funds. So we have car, kids, home, vacation, and Christmas. So these are the 5 sinking funds that we fund every single month. So we had budgeted $100 for our car, $50 for kids, $100 for home, $100 for vacation, and $75 for Christmas. So for the most part, we did stick to this. We sent $100 to our car sinking fund, $50 to our kids. We did only send $75 to our home. And the reason I did this was because of the tree thing. I debated just pulling it out of the sinking fund, and then I was like, I will just pull a little bit back from that sinking fund just to kind of make us a little bit more even. I don't know. That's just kind of how I reasoned it in my head. So I sent 75 to home instead of the 100. And then we sent 100 to vacation and 75 to Christmas. So the only one that had a change was the home one. And that's just because, I don't know, we had spent over in the tree unbudgeted category. So I just kind of thought that that made sense in my mind to just pull it from there. So we had 0.9%, 0.4%, 0.7%, 0.9% and 0.7%. And then lastly, we had our savings. So if you have watched my channel for a while, we were saving for our emergency fund, and we did finish that this month. So we also did get a start on our house fund. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you're new here, we are planning on moving in the next year. So we are starting a house fund just for like moving expenses, additional down payment, stuff like that. Basically just a fund of money to have for when we do eventually sell our house. And there might be things that we want to fix up in the house. And you know, it costs a lot of money to sell and buy a house. So I just want to be prepared for that. So we actually sent $4,695 to our emergency fund and $1,985 to our house fund. And that was at 42% for our emergency fund and 17.8% for our house fund, which leaves a total of 59.8% to savings. So if you followed my channel for a while, we like to at least send 40% of our income to our financial goals. Obviously, it is a lot higher this month, and that is because we had all that extra income. 100% of our extra income goes towards our financial goals. So whenever we have a lot of extra income or side hustle income, it does kind of sway those percentages. So let's go ahead and do our recap at the bottom here. So again, our total income for this month was $11,169. We had total expenses of $11,197, which is a difference of negative $28, which is fine. That'll just come out of our buffer. That's why we have a buffer. This month was completely wild and crazy and a lot of unexpected expenses. So I'm just happy that we didn't go like way over budget in all of our categories. I feel like we did pretty good overall. So let me know in the comments down below, how was April for you? Did you have any crazy unexpected expenses as well? I feel like it was a weird month for a lot of people. So let me know how it went for you in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.